Hello, this is Raquel with Paints and Glitter. I'm going to be doing an unboxing video today, but I'm going to wait for some people to join me. Typically, that's what I do. So I'm going to just make sure my camera is pointed in the right place here. And let's see here. There we go. I think I can do this maybe like this.
I was making so much money with DoorDash.
Oopsie.
I wanted to earn money.
Gonna wait and see who's gonna join me. Hello, Joanna. Yes, thank you for joining me. I'm gonna try not to be too loud. If you could share my video, I'd be so happy. I'm going to just unbox this and answer some questions, crafty questions, and maybe share a little more detail about it. Yes, I definitely did, Joanna. I was up bright and early today. It's a good thing I caught actually the little preview that they did, however, because I had the time zones mixed up. So, of course, when I Googled, what is it, GBT, Great Britain time? Is that what that stands for? I don't know. Or no, I think they had GMT. Anyway, the whole thing is that I got a different time zone, but that was more than likely my mistake. I'm trying to see here how my video looks on your end, so bear with me 1 second. Oopsie, there you go. Trying to see. I think you guys, well, see if anyone else joins me, but oh, is that what that means? Okay, so see, I got that all mixed up. Nothing new there. But that's okay. Yeah, I got it all wrong. But in any case, I was ready because I was up anyway, getting, saying goodbye to my son who was off to school. So yeah, it all works out in the end. But absolutely, I was, I think it was a year ago we started asking for the Ferris wheel. So absolutely, yeah, looking forward to that. And in fact, I was thinking about the what's the other one, the merry-go-round, but I don't know, not sure about that, not sure what to do about it because I don't have little ones. So hi Tanya, good morning. Well, actually it's morning for me. I know you guys are up and going for your day already, but thank you so much for joining us. I'm gonna wait a couple minutes to see who else might join in here in the US, at least in New York, which is where I'm located. It is just it's just about 9 a.m. It's about to be. Don't mind me, my coffee's still kicking in. Anyway, let's just go ahead and open this. So this is the craft kit, and you ladies are very familiar with them. So I'm gonna just go ahead and start opening this and then discuss a couple of things, because this is of course a lovely craft kit, just like all the other ones, but I'm finding it a little bit surprising. Candy Tower die set. Oh, I see. Yeah, the fairground is what I was thinking about too, Joanna. I was thinking like, that's why this morning in the live I said pretty soon I'm gonna have a circus going on. Which, I mean, think of how many things you could go for if you went in that direction, right? Oh, so it's 150. Yeah, okay, so here it's 850. which of course causes all sorts of confusion for us Americans. Um, so here for the Floral Gate Creator, in case anyone else sees this video other than my UK friends, this is the kit. Let me see if I can get on camera there. And these are some samples of what can be made. This is the list of the papers. Is there anything in here that, no. So this is the list of the papers. I'm not going to name them, but this is exactly what's in the kit if you need to take a screenshot. However, you cannot get this kit unless it comes up in a future sale, because once the kits are sold, they're not typically available again unless they open the vault. However, news is that that's going to be pretty soon. So if anyone's rewatching this video, then look out for that. Now, I'm excited about this because I'm probably the last person on earth that purchases Tonic Studios and didn't yet have one of these. And I'm sorry for my nail, my missing nail, it broke. So I got one of these in here. Yeah, it's gonna be real soon, and of course they would do it after March Madness, right? Thank you, Tanya. But I'm this is kind of scary actually, because this little blade is already sticking out. Oh, okay, but you can pull it back. All right, cool. So this is very, very useful for die cutters because you can, of course, poke the little pieces out of your dies. And this has been around for quite a while, but designed by Tim Holtz, who we all know. Retractable craft pick. So this was one of the freebies with this kit. Hello, Sam! Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. And I was excited about the Nuvo product in here. As always, right? Even the little baggies are so cute. This could be, now Sam would be the one person to know how to use this because she makes junk journals, but look at how stinking cute that is. But you can die cut this too. So March Madness, to answer Sam's question, is this week. There are sales. So if you purchase a certain amount, you're going to get a discount. The more you buy, the higher the discount. If you purchase over $100 worth of merchandise, I believe it is the highest discount that you'll get, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, is 20% off. Now, if you're a kit subscriber, which is what I'm going to mention here, of course, this is one kit, right? You get this, you sign up to get this. If you sign up to get kits every month, you're going to get, on top of the sales this week, another 10%. And that's another 10% off of everything that you purchase from Tonic Studios. So there's a value to getting the kits, because not only are you getting, for instance, Nuvo product that you might not have tried yet, you get tools like, depending on, of course, they switch it up. This did not come in this kit. The pokey tool came in this kit. The ribbon, which has a little friend on it. I don't know what this is. But anyway, and in this one, they were going to give you either this very thin ribbon or the wider one. You would get a selection, because not everyone gets the same exact thing, but you get, you know, a sampling. The peony pink Nuvo embellishment mousse. Who doesn't love that? Look at the color. We all, I think, are familiar with that. And then to match, they sent the carnation pink, the crystal drops. So this dries shiny. And then they added the Blue Blossom 24 sheet 6x6 pattern paper pad, which is double-sided. I've used this before because, in fact, let me share what I made. So using this paper pad, I made, let's see here, these flowers. Let's see, I think I made this flower. What else did I make? Let me open this up. But in any case, if you like these colors, the blue and pink together, that's the color palette that I used on this book. which by the way, I did cover in fabric. This is not paper, this is fabric. And then on top of the fabric, which I did stitch, I added the papers. But that's just a side note there. That's the color palette that you see here. Now I did use another collection of papers, but I'm pretty sure, let me see here, I'm trying to find it. I'm almost positive I used these papers too. Let me look. It's so hard to remember, guys. This is one of my favorite books. I keep forgetting. I need to put pictures in here. Thank you so much. I want to say, did I use it in here? Or did I make a book and give it away? Knowing me, it was probably a book I gave away. But I don't think I've made a book this cutesy in a long time. Wait a minute, did I? Oh yeah, no. I think I'm confusing myself. Hold on a second, guys. I know that I made a book with this collection. I wonder if I gave it away. Well, I must have, because I don't see it. For some reason, I was convinced that that's what I used in this book here, so I must have used it in a similar one. Well, whatever. What I was gonna say is that this paper collection, and I'm not crazy, I promise you. Not there, I'm mad, but I'm not crazy. The reason I'm mentioning that is because I did get this paper pad before, so I know that I used it. So that's something that I'm finding unusual, is that they're re-releasing some of the papers in the kits. So to ask, I guess, Tanya and Lord have mercy. Tanya, do you get the kit? Let me just ask before I make assumptions. And Joanna, do you get the kit? Because ooh, what's this? Oh, that fell off my book. Oh well. Because if you do, then you would recognize this paper collection, and then you could tell me which other kit was it that it came with, because I know that I got this before. And of course you get tons of the paper, but here's the flip through. So let's just go to the last one, and of course you're getting plenty of it. See? So I think I did use it in that book, and I'm just not remembering which pages. But I love gingham, anything gingham. And then on the back, it's the little hearts. Oh, okay. Good morning, Shelly, and welcome. I don't recognize you, Shelly. Is this your first time here, or am I just not remembering? And if I don't, then I apologize. So there's the back of this one. This is very muted, but it's great for just a background paper. But this is, if I didn't mention it, this is 160 GSM, which 65 pound is the weight. Well, welcome and thank you for being here. I'm just sharing the Tonic Craft Kit number. Hold on a second. Which one? This is the Floral Gate Creator. And actually, they're not putting numbers on them anymore. I don't know why they did that to us. Yeah, they used to have a little number on the folder, which by the way, this comes with, right? Thank you, Joanna. Kit 25. Thank you. So that way you can, every 3 months you get one of these, and this is the hard bound one, right? So the idea is that then this will fit right inside, and you can have a nice, you know, cohesive look in your craft room. Everything's going to be organized. You'll have a place for your things. But see, the folders used to be, this is an older one, they used to be like this with a number on it. And they used to have this craft color. Now they switched it over to the white. So yeah, I can't stand that they took away the numbers. I mean, I can understand that they're trying to make things pretty. That I'm cool with, but anyway, whatever. First world problems, right? Okay, so here's the sticker that it comes with. Woohoo! That's the name. And the idea is you do this, right? Now you know what's in there, supposedly. If you're like me, you still don't know. Then, here are the stamps. Let me give you a close-up so that you see what type of value you're getting with a kit. Okay, so if you need to take a screenshot or whatever, but I'll read them out to you. You will always be special to me. Believe in yourself. Your friendship is forever. Happy birthday. We're wishing you every success just for you. Sending love and wishes your way. Celebrate. It's your day. I'm always here for you. Congratulations. You deserve every success. Remember that you are loved. You are so amazing. Remember that. And then the floral one here, which is really pretty. It's got that I forgot what that's called in design, but in any case, hello Sue. You should get a sticker with a name on. Yes, it's right there. So I put it on there. And welcome, Sue. I know we're familiar with each other, but I thank you so much for being here. So here are the dies, and the dies, of course, will correspond with each other. There's this one, which in Tonic Studios terminology would be a verso die, meaning that it doesn't cut the edges, but it cuts the design. However, it has a little matching partner here that will cut the entire edge out. I know it's kind of hard to see here. Let me put it on here. There we go. It has a corner die here. It has this also edge die that doesn't cut this little edge here, however. And this is what I'm going to be using today because I wanted to answer the question for someone. There's a little label die here, little tags here, and this one has a little slit, which lets you know that that's going to fit into something else. And I'm thinking maybe you could thread a little ribbon through that. That's kind of cool. All right, so here's a tag die. There's this one, but it's not just any ordinary tag. It has the floral, you know, shape there, so you can fit the other layers, which are going to be this one here, and then this little flower will fit into the tag, that one there. So there's layers going on here. There's another pocket tag here, but it's going to be a pocket with a gusset so that you can actually fit things in there really nicely. So, I'm so sorry. I'm reading. Sue's saying I'm really sad and have a binder to store the content sheets so I can flick through it quickly and have typed the number, order, and corresponding name on the front cover. That is super clever, Sue. And what I did was that I used the sleeves that you can get from Tonic, and then I put the names up here, and then I put the number of dies that correspond to the kit, so that way I know how many dies I should expect to have there. In this case, these magnets were my own, but of course you guys know you can get the magnets from Tonic Studios. I think I got a bunch of these sleeves. All these sleeves were from Tonic. I just had my own magnets. But yeah, but that's what I did. I just put the number of dies there because, you know, we each have our own little system, right? And then, of course, someone had asked me why, because I did a room tour, why did I have these binders? And these were the ones for the Designer Series dies, or Designer's Choice, I apologize. They still have some of these on the US site. They're not available at the UK site. Here, what I did was put the name of the dies, but then I also, in small letters, put the type of die that I could find on there. So I have things like, you know, stencils, sign, pumpkin, floral, bees, etc., etc. You know, because you can go crazy trying to find your stuff. But yeah, it's And you know, these are the smaller sets also, but back to this, because the larger sets you cannot fit into those binders. They won't be this size. So obviously there are larger envelopes for those, and you can definitely buy those separately if you need to. And that way you're still organized, but you have a magnet to go with your dies. So the other option is to, which is what a lot of us are doing as well, is to go ahead and use the large envelopes like this, and then put the large die sets in there. So that's another option. Of course, labeling those is a little tricky, but okay. So last but not least, the papers. Oh, hello, Ida. Miss Ida, I need to speak to you. Would you message me your phone number? I hate to be, you know. Well, actually, no, I don't hate to be. I want to speak to you. But that it's not about crafting. So here are the papers that came with this kit. This holographic type paper is my favorite because if you see how it catches the light, depending how the light hits it, you get different colors that pop up in there. So super cool, very reflective. Glitter, who doesn't like glitter? If you're here, you better. However, this is not the annoying glitter that's gonna last you a lifetime on your floor. It's all on paper and it does not flake. So if you need a non-flaking glitter cardstock, you can get it from Tonic Studios. This one in particular also has that kind of holographic finish to it. So if you see that, it reflects the light really beautifully there. The regular, if we're gonna call it that, cardstock from Tonic also has texture. And this is the Craft Perfect. And thank you, Joanna, for having, oh, okay. Well, I don't want you to put it public here. But if you can private message me either on Insta or email me, that would be great. Because I don't want your stuff public like that. But here's the Craft Perfect colors that come with this kit. I got two of this burgundy color, the navy, the lighter blue, and the pink. And it just so happens that on one side it's linen weave, and the other side is smooth. And this is a wonderful foundation for your Nuvo product, for any sprays that you may have. I keep my golden one here because it's the one I use the most. But these sprays with the mica and the pretty colors go wonderfully on here. Embossing, stamping, all, you know, dry embossing, all that good stuff. Here's another pretty blue. So gorgeous. And then last but not least is the handmade paper, which this one looks like little pebbles. It reminds me of the beach. It's so stunning. So of course you can get these separately. The whole idea is to introduce you to the product, right? And then you from there can go onto the website. You take your little list, which I shared with you guys. And it was somewhere, right? I don't know what I did with it. Somewhere. Anyway, if you don't lose your list like myself, it's probably in here. Here it is. You can then go back and use these numbers as reference. So that way you can order it quickly. You don't have to go searching around. Do yourself the favor of using what they've given you. So that way you can see what papers you may want to stock up on. Now, the other thing that I wanted to mention, of course, is that Tonic Studios does bundle sales every Friday. Actually, they go live on Thursday, so they're phenomenal sales, and you may find those same color combinations with Nuvo product or without at a really great price, and that's a great time to stock up on them. Having said that, the US team they're over in California. They're revamping all of their office stuff, you know, and they don't have, it's not a huge warehouse or, you know, I shouldn't say that. It's not a huge crew of people that work there. So right now, everything's on hold and they are not doing the bundle sales at the moment because if you can imagine, if they're redoing their computer systems and all that, there's no way to keep track of that kind of inventory. So they will not be shipping out anything until after the 1st of April. So even whatever you order with the March Madness, of course, you know, typically they would start sending things out within 2 days or so. In this case, it's going to take a little bit longer. So I just wanted to put that out there so that people don't come back and complain to me that, hey, why did it take so long for me to get my order? I live in Tallahassee, Kalamazoo, whatever the heck. Because believe it or not, I do get those kinds of questions. And I don't work for Tonic Studios. I'm just an affiliate. I just try to pass on the, you know, information that I'm given when I am given the information. So let's do some die cutting. And I'm not trying to be snarky. I just want to be, you know, concise, I guess. And that's the way that I speak. So if I come off as being rude, I do apologize. I'm going to share with you one sample of something that I was asked on Facebook. Yes, done and moving on. Okay, so I'm gonna grab this piece of paper here and let's go with the light blue. They're taking one for the team today. I was asked yesterday on Facebook, okay, someone said, well, I am making, what did she call them? Place cards. I'm making place cards for a wedding. Do you know of a die set that I could use? And I immediately thought of this set here. And I'll share with you why. Here's the die I'm looking for. Because I've made place cards for events before. However, the ones that I made were very simple, you know, clean and simple is what we would call them, right? But this is what's so cool about these sets. Now, let me take this one. Yeah, this one first. So you're doing a wedding, you need some place cards, and you need them stacked, right? So you can take a die like this. This will not cut on this border. It only cuts on 3 sides here. And in this case, it kind of looks like 1 because of the shape, right? So I'm gonna measure this out. And sorry if I was out of frame there. Just my camera needs to go this way. There. There, let's make life easier. Okay, so I'm going to measure this out, and this is under 4 inches wide. So I'm going to go with that measurement. I'm going to go 4 inches here. And I'm going to measure the height of this, which is 2.5 inches tall. So let me gauge this for 1 second, because I'm going to use this to cut into that. And you know what? I'm going to cut into it first before I make that decision. So bear with me. Yeah, let's just use this. My plate is, my plate's been used. So I'm using my Anna Griffin plate here. And I'm gonna, typically you wouldn't necessarily need washi tape, but what I'm thinking here is giving enough room for, depending on the size font that you use, yada yada, giving enough room there for someone to write a name. Oh, and thank you, Miss Ida. I appreciate it. I really am convinced that we're on each other's paths for a reason. No coincidences, ma'am. No coincidences. All right, so if you see this here, I'm going to remove it now. And now I have this situation going on, okay? So it didn't cut that little side, but I'm going to use that to my advantage. Gonna take my little thing here, and I should have scored it first, but let's just pretend I did it straight. I'm gonna score it right where that little line is. Gotta practice forgiveness, right? Forgive ourselves for the mistakes that we make because we're not ever gonna be perfect. Okay, and then fold it in this direction. And now what I'm gonna do is cut it right where that little fold ends there. And I'm gonna need some reinforcement on this, obviously, so I am going to, left-handed, okay. And again, let's just pretend I did this straight. There we go. Okay, so measuring this, I have a little strip here that's 1¼ inches by 4. So let's do our cut. 1¼ times 2 means 2½ by 4. Score that in half. Okay, and the idea is to put this here. Now, you could definitely just do this so that you don't see that ugly part there. So I suppose it did, you know, let's just do that. Let's not torture ourselves. Okay, so I'm just gonna do this. So I think it's gonna look prettier. I'm gonna put glue here. Now again, this is just a, you know, simple method, simple way to go about things, I think. Because if you were to go, actually, you know what, before I even do that, I'm getting ahead of myself, sorry guys. I'm thinking zoom zoom, I need to slow down. All right, this, the decorative part, right? I can now layer this on top. Okay, so I was trying to think of the quickest way to go about this. I'm gonna layer this on top, and I don't know if I have any washi around here. I think I put it away, but I'm gonna try to slowly cut this out, right? Not ruin it. And it's okay because I can reapply my adhesive, no big deal. I'm gonna cut another slice of this. 1¼ I said, right? So 1¼ I might take a tiny sliver off of that 1¼ by 4. Again, the same kind of thing. This is where this little tool comes in handy, right? Because then you can poke out all these little pieces, right? Or you can use another one like this if you have it. Clean this baby out. And of course, for this was the question was about a wedding name. What do they call it? Name placeholder. All right, pretty layer, right? You can put this one on top. And on here, if you use a computer program like Word or any of those basic programs with a really pretty font, you can print out a piece of paper that will fit within that 1¼ by 4-inch space. You're gonna stick it right on there. You're gonna have name and seat number, and then use your little tent that you created. Put this on top. And this is just so that you can then have this right on the table, the setting. Okay. And let me reinforce this. If you wanted to get super duper fancy, because I'm just doing this for, you know, to share. If you wanted to get fancy, you could do the inlay portion of that. But just this on a table, let me put something in the background here. Just that on a table gives you a little place card that you can use for any birthday, any occasion, any wedding. I think that that is a phenomenal value because, guys, I have sold these before and people love them. They think they're gorgeous. And isn't that such a lovely little set? I mean, you could even use this just to send someone a really quick thank you and stamp thank you on there. And just, you know, there it is. You can if thank you is all that you need to say, because sometimes that's all you need to do, or use it even as a little bag topper. You know how we love to share our dies and things like that. How quick and easy was that, you know, to make? So that's what I wanted to share with this piece. And of course, you can use the same idea on a card, because if you see how it looks this way, then we can use the same concept on a card. So let's do that. And give me one moment to think mathematically because my brain, I think I need another cup of coffee. But while I'm thinking, right? Let's use the same, actually the same math, just to make it easier in my brain, right? Let's do, I said 1 1/4 by 4. Let's just do 4 times 2 is 8. Let's do it this way, 4 inches. And no, let's do 4 1/4 because I want it to be a little bit taller. Yeah, let's do 4 1/4. Thank you, ladies. And I'm going to cut this again because I don't need too much of this. Yeah, so I'm going to use this little piece of paper, which happens to be 4 inches by, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4 3/4. Okay, just to make use of the paper. Now, what I want to leave myself here, and in fact, I can score it first, because that's what I had said before, right? Use your brain, girl. Use your brain. All right, so I'm going to leave myself a little, let's say 1/2 inch here. And then place this right here. And this is just to leave myself a tab, all right? It can be 1/4 inch if you're comfortable with that. Wait 1 second. Grab some, as I like to call it, guachi. For my bilingual friends. Grab my guachi. Okay, I'm gonna make this equidistant, if I may. Put this here. Now, of course, trying to make sure not to use a washi tape that's gonna tear your paper. All right. Well, let's start there. See how quickly I make a mess. Put that away, put this here, da, 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 da. And I can use, I'm gonna share with you how to use some Nuvo product too, okay? All right, so I'm gonna pull that away very gently. And what I did on that one end, I hope I can repeat on the other. Let me see. Let me cut it out first so I don't ruin it. Okay, I'm hoping this is enough paper to use twice. If not, I'll bite the bullet and get another piece of paper. Whew, it's kind of close. Cutting it real close, but I like to squeeze the juice out of my paper. I don't know about you guys. I'm like, I paid for that. I'm using every dot and tittle. All right, so again, gonna try, this might have to be 1/4 inch on this side. I think it's gonna have to be, but that's of no consequence because it's just, like I said, to give myself a little tab. And where'd you go? My little die. Did I lose it already? No, it's right here. That's why the washi comes in handy so I can remember what I'm using. Nope, it's too small. Well, I could cut this one up. Should I cut this to show you guys? I don't think it matters. I already showed you the technique, so I can cut into it. It won't matter. Because I don't need a place card. But here, let me do a screenshot. Vanna, screenshot. That's just for my own reference. And then I'm going to cut this down here because I need it for the cards that I'm going to show you guys. And I'm just going to cut away this side. I know this seems crazy, but bear with me. Okay. This girl's done this more than once. Make a craft, use the same craft for a different craft. All right, so basically this is what you're gonna get anyway, right? So now I can go ahead and cut this one out. Have such a an impulse to put things away. Okay. I don't think I need this just quite yet. Bear with me. All right, clean that off as I said before. And if it doesn't poke out immediately, sometimes it's just that my machine, my magnet, I should say, it's old. That's all it is. It has nothing to do with the actual die. However, it's all about pressure. So I can put it right back on here. Come on, baby. I'm gonna put it right back on top. Right? Are you on there? I'm trying to line it up, guys. There we go. Okay. And I can apply, this is what I do, quick and easy. I take my metal spatula, because metal on metal is sharp, and then just go over those little pieces. This is just old school. MacGyver style. Because if I run this delicate piece through and my machine slips, it's going to kill it. So, all right. Good enough. Now I can take off those little pieces. It worked. Okay, so now I've got my pretty little pieces, right? 1 and 2. I'll move that aside. I can take my long piece of paper. Nothing new, right? Oh gosh. And I can score this so that this gives me a little center fold here. So it would actually technically be folded in. Now, what I can do is measure this out first. At least this is how my mind works best, is to measure it out first, because I don't want them butting into each other. And I can use my scoreboard. I'm going to actually grab my larger one, make my life easier. And this is how I go about it so that I don't have to do a terrible amount of math. So I've got 2 inches there. Let's see if I have 2 inches from this side. 8 and 7. No, I don't. So let me do 1.5 inch. And then see if I have 1.5 inch from here. Let's see, 1.5. Yep, there we go. So I can put it there and there. All right, so I'm going to use my score tool here. Just very gently score my paper underneath. at 1.5 inches from both sides. Making sure that, now this does have some tooth to it, so you do have to make sure you hold your paper well when you're folding it so that you don't get a wonky edge. There we go. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. And of course I didn't score it too terribly deep either, so let me do it better. I'm a bit of a brute sometimes, and I don't want to rip the paper. Okay, now we're done with this. Let's get our little pieces. However, the reason I did it this way, guys, is because now I have a little bit of wiggle room here, for instance, as to how I place these. I find it a little bit easier to do it like that, because then, say I want my little card to fit inside of here, I can cut away, if I want to, the piece behind it. That's up to me now, which I think I will once, you know, I determine, okay, this is where it's going to go. I'm just going to use my pencil and mark it, and then cut away the little tab wherever I need to. And that's kind of, I don't know if that's the best way to go about it, but that's how I'm going to go about it. Then you can grab another piece of paper to go behind it. Let's do, well, I suppose the pink would show up best. But let's see here. Let's use this one. Okay. And on here, of course, we can use our mousse. Let me see if I already have one open. So I think I have this color. Yes, I do. And it's, oh, actually it's not open. How many of these do I have? I don't even know. In any case, we need to open one of them, right? Okay, if you've not used Nuvo mousse before, the foil is there for a reason. Try to keep it covered as well as possible so that it doesn't dry out on you, but that's the consistency. It is a water-based product, so anything that you do with watercolor, you can technically do with the mousse. I'm gonna go ahead and grab one of these little guys. It's just a little brush. You can get those, I think I got mine on Amazon or AliExpress, one of those two, but you can go on here and do this. It's going to give a nice pearlescent finish to my paper, which is so pretty. Love using this like on flowers and that sort of thing, or even just on the edge of a mini album. I love using this stuff. Which, by the way, if you haven't seen that video, I shared my latest mini album. That was last week's video that I did, Saturday I should say. I did a live. I don't know why I thought I needed to go around the corners. I'm so used to painting. Anyway, and that was a lot of fun. Now, I didn't share every single page of how I made that album. However, all of the pages that I did make in that album, I have shared at one point or another on this channel. So if you need page ideas or even card ideas, it's a good little video to watch. Okay, now that I've got that, I'm going to take a paper towel that I have over here. I'm just going to kind of wipe this down a little bit. Smooth it out. And I did apply it on this textured side just because I happen to like that linen weave. But you could definitely do it on the smooth side. You can kind of make it like a distressed look if you want to even. But what I'm doing is just taking a little bit of the excess that might be on there off. Okay. See, there's just a tiny bit. It's kind of like blush. Just gonna wipe that off so I don't keep spreading it all over the place. And now I'm going to use the same die as I used before, and I'm going to cut this out twice. So I'll do it both at the same time. This is 2, what is it, 2.5, a little over 2.5. But you guys see where this is going. It's going to be the layer. This I can cut out at the same time because I don't, it's not intricate. And I think I need my other plate. Sorry, guys. But I don't know if any of you guys caught the this morning's live video. Well, I think most of you did, but I don't know if Sam or Ida did. But grabbed all the plates. The Ferris wheel is available now at Tonic, so if you haven't yet got that and you're interested in 3D dies, that's a really adorable one that you can pick up this week, as long as it's available, of course. And then tomorrow, Jody is coming out with another mini album die set that's going to be released. So I don't know. Oh, it's so adorable, Ida. You would love it. It's so, so pretty. I don't know if I'm going to bother with yet another mini album die set just yet, because I still have, I've got so many, but they're so fun. I accidentally, you know what? There's these little pieces of paper that was stuck here, so I accidentally embossed into that, but I don't think it's of any consequence because it's going to be covered anyway. But let me get my little cutter out of here because I may need it. All right. Now, can cut away the edges here, of course. Got that done. And I can layer these behind, and it's gonna look so pretty to just have that pop of shine right back there. I don't know if you guys can appreciate the shine on that, but I'm just gonna use some Nuvo adhesive, and this is great stuff because it dries clear. And I'm just gonna go around the border. That's it. Maybe a dot here or there, nothing too crazy. Place it right on the edge, just like that. Okay, so I've got one side done. I'm just gonna rub that in a little bit. I'll do the next one. And you can get the fine tip nozzles for these glue bottles. I happen to have one. It's just in my drawer. I didn't bother putting it on. I'm just gonna do that. Oh, actually, I don't think I need that little edge, but not just yet anyway. Okay. Now, if you wanted to cut this out again, which I've done in the past, just to make the flowers stand out, for instance, or to deepen the color of everything else so that the flowers stay pink and then you get leaves and all that, then by all means, you can do the same thing. Use your mousses on a white piece of paper and cut it out with that intricate die and take all the pieces and glue them back in. I have several projects in which I've done that, and it really makes it stand out so beautifully. Or you can definitely use one of the glue pens like these, add your adhesive, and then sprinkle your glitter onto that. A lot of options there. Hi, Susie. Oh no, stressful day. I'm so sorry. I hope it gets better. No one needs that, right? Okay, so here is where I now have the option, right, of placing this, as I said before, closer or farther away. And I think I'm gonna go right to the edge. And yeah, I think I have, yep, I do. I'm gonna go right to the edge there. I'm gonna leave, however, because they're both, did I do these both the same size? Something tells me that I didn't. Hold on one second, guys. I'm like, did I measure this wrong? I thought I did the same size on both 1.5, and no, I didn't. Ay, mamma mia, 1.25. Let me take off a 1/4 inch here. Because I'm thinking in my head, why did I do that? Okay, now they're both the same. Yeah, okay. 1.25 inch little flap. That's what I wanted. All right. Okay, now I'm gonna put the glue on here. And I apologize if this is redundant for anyone, but not everyone has made a gatefold style card. And I wanted to come along and share a couple little samples, and that's why it looked different, is because of that little strip there. Okay, so those guys are facing each other nicely, and no, I did not forget that I need a strip for that, so let's cut that down. I believe this was 4 inches, right? 4.25. Oh, this one, 4.25. Make this one 3/4. No, sweetheart, I wish. I had to order mine this morning, just along with all the other, you know, fans. All the other followers, fanatics, or fans, however you want to call it. No, because I'm doing this on this side, I'm gonna, you know, do it on the other side as well, just to cover up my little boo-boo there. Actually, I wanted that linen weave on the outside. Oh, well, too late. I wanted the linen weave on the outside, but that's okay. You can definitely put pretty pattern paper on top of this also. If you're like me and did a little improvising on your cutting, just cover it up with pretty paper and no one will ever know. Okay, so I cut that little strip down a tiny bit shorter than a 4.25, just so that it would fit nicely there. And let's see here, this should be technically, I don't know why I keep seeing it like it's wider on one end than the other. Who knows? Maybe it is 1/2 inch. Okay. Let's see if this is the width that I need. Yeah, I did something wrong. So I'm gonna actually change the way this card is facing, and I'm gonna do it vertical, guys. I made a boo-boo on the width of that. I should have cut it down, and I forgot to do that. So let me point out my mistake, so that way you guys learn from my error. I should have cut this border down, the one that I, you know, with the light blue paper. I should have cut it down 1/4 inch, and I forgot to do that. So now I'm going to have to face my card this way, but I don't think that's, you know, a huge deal. Here's what I'm going to do, because there are some other little dies that I mentioned in this kit, right? And those are these two little non-presuming dies here. I don't know how to say that, but let me see if I can cut them out. In fact, of this paper, I think I can. Yep. So I'm going to cut them out of this paper here. And they look like the little tags, remember? So I can use those. I've got my washi tape that I'm trying to grab here, because I find that the little dies, they shift on me, even on the magnetic board or whatever it may be. Woo-hoo. Of course the washi doesn't want to play nice. Come on now. This is a part of crafting that, you know, when I'm here by myself, I'm like, ja, coopera. But Sam, when I do get it, I think I'm definitely going to come and do a video just for kicks and giggles. Because, I mean, let's face it, they do have a design team. But I enjoy doing this. I enjoy sharing the idiosyncrasies of crafting. So yeah, definitely watching crafty videos is a great way to de-stress. I would agree with that 100%. Nope, that didn't work. Okay, let's go with another piece. Watch and learn what not to do. Not to do. All right, I'm gonna try this again. Here we go. That paper, it won't cut through two thicknesses of paper, which I should have anticipated. All right, but I am gonna cut it twice because I like a finished edge on my projects, and I'll explain in a minute. Get those two out. And even if I don't use both, okay. All right, so I've got those two little pieces, and I'm also going to cut down the layer that I'm going to place inside. I'll put those back before I lose them. Okay. For the inside of this card, we had determined it was 4 1/4 inches tall. And now I'm going to measure the inside here, which you can finish all of the inside if you want to, but you don't have to. I'm always reading backwards. Oh, 5 and, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 5/8. Hello, husband. Oh, qué lindo. Thank you.
It'll be good for you.
Thank you. 4 1/4. Yep, 4. I'm gonna do 4 1/8. 5 and 5/8. I said, I think. 1, 2, 3. Well, actually, I'm gonna cut it. Oh, I'm gonna have to use this, because I can't find that measurement on here, on this paper cutter. There we go. This paper cutter only has 1/4 inch, but in any case, it all works out. Okay. Oh, she's getting there. Okay, so on here, I'm trying to get the washi tape away. I'm gonna layer my little panel. Just like that. And of course, if I were to do this for an actual wedding or something like that, I would emboss this piece and then print out whatever sentiment or handwrite it, you know, do it pretty so that I don't mess up the card. Do it on a separate piece of paper 3 times until I get the calligraphy right or whatever. And then stick it on there. Okay, so now this is where these little guys come into play. I can stick them on here. Okay, and it does have, I wanted to point that out, it does have a little delineation there, and that comes in handy so that you see how much of this do you want to actually show on your card. And actually, for me, it's kind of like, well, where do I put my glue? Just stick it to the line. I'm going to put it here. There's kind of this little indentation there, this little groove, right? So I'll put it right there. Now, if you were clever, unlike myself, before sticking that red piece of paper, you could put that in, then stick the red paper on top to cover that. But, you know, we didn't know that 2 seconds ago, so I'm just going to stick this one on top because I want to double it up. And that's why I cut it out twice. Okay, so we've got this little thing going on the inside. Now I'm going to repeat that on the other side here. Woohoo. And I'm aiming toward the same place there, of course, because these, you know, this is going to allow me to, or actually, no, I did that wrong. I take it back, guys. I'm going to have to cut this out again. I'm so sorry. I forgot those go notch to notch. I don't know where my head is. Oh my word. I'm surprised one of you guys didn't type that out like, hello, Raquel. Wake up, sister. I need to give one of you guys my phone number so you can text me and be like, no, don't do that. Let me cut this out right quick. Ay, ay, ay. I promise y'all I went to school. I promise. Mamma mia. Okay, we're gonna do the little ribbon. That's why I'm doing this one. I don't know why I thought I could use the other one. Please tell me if anyone caught on to my mistake. Duh, I couldn't use this one with the other one. But you see how that locks in? That's if you if you thought about it correctly. That's what you would have done. Place them a little closer so you can do this here. Oh, but it wouldn't be me if I didn't, you know, make a mistake at least once a day. All right, so back to this. Back to your scheduled broadcasting. I'm going to put this one here, aim it in the same place, which is not exactly equal either, but let's just pretend it is, because I forgot to measure that out. Hi Eileen, do you like watching disasters on YouTube? Because if you do, you've come to the right place. What was I thinking? But at least I can make myself laugh. Who cares? Okay, so the idea was, if you don't do it like myself, that you can now use your little ribbon. But remember that we use the mousse. Can cut off a piece of this ribbon and use my mousse, what's left on the brush here, if you like, if you want to match it up. Actually, let me grab some more. Yes, I'm doing all the mistakes. And let's just pretend I'm doing it on purpose to teach you what not to do. I've turned into the daddy on the Berenstain Bear books that I used to read to my kids. Look, son, this is what you do, and then crash into a wall. Oh, actually, no, do the opposite. Anyway, at least I'm good for a laugh, if anything. Okay, so what I'm doing, of course, here is coloring my little ribbon to match. Oh, yeah. It's like, you can do this, just not. Just don't do it. Not if you want success. Anyway, all right, so just a little bit. All right, this is the prettiest color pink actually. Definitely when it dries, it's not as stark as it looks in the videos. So super cute. Uh, oh, I'm still laughing at myself. Lord have mercy. Okay, so gonna be shiny. Shiny. All right. By the way, just to let you guys know, I clean this tabletop like 50 times when I'm crafting, and I use a mixture of water and alcohol, which I keep in this little bottle. That's what you guys keep seeing me do. And it works beautifully because it really breaks down most of the glue. Anyway, you could also use your media mat. And the idea here was to thread this through with the now matching ribbon. Thread it through and create your little bow for the card, which is now going to have to be in this direction because I goofed on it ×2. Oh, it's not matching up. I'm so mad at myself. I wanted this to be perfect, but I forgot to measure. Anyway, okay, once you got that cute little bow going on, pull on it a little bit. Depending on which way you're going to go with it, right? You can make the bow larger or smaller, but you can now cut away some of this. And that was the idea anyway. Let's pretend those join up in the middle. Oh my gosh. No, that's me. Oh my gosh. That's me without it, because see, this is, you know, God knows what he's doing in my life, because I could never even teeter in that direction. You know, it's a matter of choice, of course, but in my opinion, no, I'm better off without that. So that's one option. I shared the other, the little tent card, which I cut apart to make this card. But you could definitely, you know, do this also inside of a mini album. Okay, all seriousness, you know, now let's get back to the whole crafting thing. If you wanted to, you could use the same concept. Let me put this back here. Where does it go? This one goes here and this one goes here. So what I wanted to say is you could use this in a mini album if you wanted to. This type of page. And the way that you would incorporate it is the way that I've shown, or actually you could do it in this direction, of course, as well. But the way that you apply a page onto a hinge, you can use the same kind of, you know, little insert, and then just apply your adhesive on the edge that you wish to use, if you're going to use it this way, and place this right into the hinge of a book. If you're using the hidden hinge, or even the hinges that come with the Tonic Studios dies, you could definitely do that. On here, actually, I think I wanted to finish this off, because I think it's going to look cute if I do the blue on the outside. That's the one thing that, yeah, it needs it. It very much needs it. You got me in your ear. Yes, it is definitely supposed to be fun. If you're not having fun while crafting, you need to like step away and go do some dishes or something and then come back. So that way you can be reminded that it's gotta be fun. And I say dishes because to me, I'm like, that's so unfun. But then you can be like, oh yeah, crafting is so much better than this. Let me go back to that. Okay, let me cut this. I think I got it right here. Okay, so here's that. Yeah, that's gonna look so much better with that. And of course, I can do the drops. Mamma mia. I accidentally got a little bit of the embellishment mousse on the edge there too. It's just, I promise you I'm not this messy when I'm not on a live video. Oh, but that's how it goes. 3/4 of an inch here. Let's see, 1, 2, and a little under 3. Okay, so then this one can go down here. I think it makes it a little bit more forgiving, right? That I have an overbite on my card, because that's what came to mind. No offense to anyone's, smiles, because let's face it, I'm not perfect, so I'm not poking fun at anyone. But there we go. I think that looks much better now too, to do it like that. Or you could do it this way with the thinner little panel on top. And in any, or actually, no, this was the thinner one, like that. That's how I would use it, to be honest. And definitely I would put this inside of mini album the same way that I explained, a minute ago. And speaking of mini albums, I wanted to go back to what I shared in the previous video, because this also has a little pocket that you can use. Excuse me one second. Mark? Do you mind bringing me some water? Yep. Thank you so much. So this has a little pocket that you can use. And on this mini album that I'm about to share, it wouldn't necessarily fit, but you can definitely fit it in other books. Because, let me share the measurement, in fact, in case anyone needs to know. This is just under 4 inches tall. So this I would recommend for a much larger book. But by all means, I'm going to cut out the little tag to show you guys what that looks like too. So that would look really cute hanging off the front of this. But on here, if you, well, maybe I don't know if this is the best one to show you guys. But as far as the tags are concerned, I did use that in this book. And depending on how, big your dies are, for instance, like this would fit this way in this book. If you were to do a diagonal tag like that. And I hope you guys can see this okay. Thank you. Oh, the mug.
Yeah, I got a handle. Hold it over here.
Thank you. I'll put it over here. Thank you so much. Oh, baby. Almost burnt myself. Okay. Oh, that's got salt in it. I don't know what you just did to me. I think I just got handed salt water. Ay. My husband drinks electrolytes. Did you put electrolyte water in that?
I had a sip of it. I was eating olives.
That's what it was. Mamma mia. Oh, the two shall become one. So lovely. Anyway, back to the book. You can use it, if you see this diagonal here, if you were to use it this way, of course, I would definitely, of course, just do it this way. And then you could fit a little pocket, even in a book this small. And this book, by the way, happens to be, let's see here, this is 5.5 inches tall. But this kit, this particular album kit, thank you so much, Shelly. This one actually has an even larger page that you can use. And I'm sorry I got distracted for a second there. Aside from the salt water I just tasted, it's snowing here, guys. So, this is crazy. What a crazy morning. But this is the latest video that I did on Friday. I shared this on a live video. So if you want to go back and look at that, I shared most of these pages in that video. But as far as the diagonal, this is what I was gonna show you guys. You can do a nice little pocket, nice big pocket on a book. Of course, on here, it wouldn't have the, the rounded edge if you were to use that other die set. But then you can do, of course, the little tags, and they just look so cute. Yes, that's what I was going to mention. So here's, okay, because I needed to correct myself and ask for forgiveness. I want to apologize that when I did this video, the reason I came onto YouTube to do this video was to share with you guys that the Ticket and Trinkets dies that I shared and made I made this ticket. Okay, so all the tickets that are in here, these clusters, I did that in the live video, right? This one. And the reason I came along was to share with you guys that it was on sale, clearance sale for $13.99 at this moment. I think it's still available. However, I forgot to share with you guys that there was a separate link in which both the mini album and the ticket dies were on sale as a combo. You know, you can get them both. So I apologize that I didn't do that. I shared them separately and the separate price. So if you get the separate mini album and the separate tickets was actually more expensive than if you did the bundle. So I'm very, very sorry for having done that. I did not do it with intention. I just was focused on getting the links for the actual tickets. And because I was making the mini album, I went ahead, grabbed that link as well and copy paste, you know how it goes. So I just wanted to say, you know, I apologize for having done that. It was not with any intention. However, if you accidentally purchase them separately, but wanted to get them as a bundle, you can definitely reach out to Tonic Studios USA. I can give you the email and they will fix that for you, okay? They're really good about that. Now, if you only got the tickets, you got a huge deal because it came with the dies and it came with the stamps. And as I said before, it was on sale for $13 and change. Yeah. And if you happen to be a subscriber to the kit, like what I just shared with you today, if you get these monthly, then you're going to get another 10% off discount on top of that. Now, this particular week, just, you know, I'm going to just put this out there. This particular week, March Madness, if you purchase this mini album with the tickets as a bundle, if you purchase other items as well, and you're a kit subscriber, you're going to get your 10% off that you get for being a subscriber. You're also going to get another discount on top of that because of the amount that it adds up to, okay? But that's only for this week, so you might want to take advantage of that. I'm not saying that you have to, of course, because that's your personal decision, but I just want to let you know, if these kinds of things appeal to you, but you're on a budget, then when these big sales are going on, that's the time to shop, because you're not likely going to be getting the big of a discount. And, you know, the more you shop or the more you purchase, the bigger the discount. So the other thing I was going to share was that I did show this in the video. And this was made with one of those dies from the ticket and trinket. I have trouble saying that. It makes a little buckle and the little belt almost. It makes this little piece here, right? And then it makes this little tag. So I use that in conjunction with two dies from the mini album set, and I was able to make this. So yes, the subscription box is a lot of fun if you use them correctly. Can make some lovely items. But it's because you also get, of course, the other items, you know. I'm going to share quickly here. In fact, while we're here, let's do the tag. I want to see what this looks like because I think it's so pretty. Put that back if it'll stick. Tag. That goes there. It looks like someone took a bite out of it. I don't know why they did it like that. Well, actually, no, I do. It's because of the little flower. Okay. Because sometimes it's good to look at these and see how did they plan it out. All right. Let me put these aside for 1 second. I took all my papers out and I forgot to put them back. That's okay. Let's cut the tag out. Let's do these two colors. Or maybe this one again. Well, actually, I'm going to take advantage of this one because that's still here. Let's do shiny like that. And then I'm going to cut it out of that. I think I'm going to be able to cut 2 at the same time. And then I'm going to just use the leftover bits here. Yeah, that's what I'll do. That way you guys get to see what this looks like. I think it's all lovely because I love mixing and matching and putting things in, you know, using one with another. And that's what I meant to share with that other book, and I forgot to mention that. There is a method to my madness, even if it all appears to be madness. Oh, yeah. Okay. So now on this one, I just cut both of these out, right? Got those out. On this particular one where I did all the shiny stuff, or no, not that one, on this one, I can cut out the flower now. And I think, there we go. So this you have to be super careful with. Here we go again with the guachi. Ay. This I can cut again. I'm gonna place this on here just to keep that from swiveling on me. Place the other layer die on here as well. Move this over. Of course, I just moved it. Need to slow down, be patient, be patient. I have no patience, not gonna lie. It's just not there. Okay. So I did the one layer there, got this layer. I don't think I'm gonna use that dark one. There we go. Now I cut all this. This is so intricate and pretty. It really is. Okay. This will layer right on top, and that's why I wanted to cut it out of the blue, so that way you could see the shine there. And of course it's the same as the card that I just made, but I just think it's so darling. It really is. And that was only with 3 dies. Got little pieces of paper sticking onto me all over the place. But this is also something you could add to the front of a card if you wanted to. And this was the piece that I said looked like someone took a bite out of it, but I'll share with you why I said that. It has that little edge there. That's what it reminded me of. So, again here on that intricate edge, you just follow right along with that. If this is difficult for you, if you have dexterity issues and adding glue this way is difficult, I just wanted to mention that you can definitely use a wider glue pen, and I'm going to share it with you in just a second. Oh, how pretty is that? That really is lush. Okay, there's my little tag, right? So cute. Then you can use a, Tonic has these kinds of glue pens. This one has a wider nib. So if you need to, you can apply this on the back of your intricate paper, you know, just go around the edge like that. And all you have to do is tap it, you know, and then let that glue get tacky. I wouldn't apply it right away, but let it get tacky and then apply your layers. And then that way you don't have to worry about, you know, missing a piece or anything like that. So this is an excellent product for that. I know that it's not often mentioned, but it is really good for the intricate die cuts. If you want to do it quick and easy, okay? I wanted to share with you also let's see here, the little stamps. They're so cute. Let's see what this looks like. The flower, and I'm going to use it for the insert of this, so I'm going to grab another piece of paper. And I can't share that yet. Let's see here. And then this was 4 1/4, so I did 4 1/8, and then 5 and let's see here, 5 1/4. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. Setting this aside for a moment. Don't need any of this. Okay, so now I'm actually going to grab this because it comes in handy with stamping. You can go ahead and take your paper. This happens to just be nice, smooth cardstock. And generally speaking, you want to clean these off before you start using them. I have sort of oily hands, so I'm just going to run my fingers over this. And I'm going to use this. I'm going to try to see if this will work. Might have to really load that. This is Midnight, what's it called? Midnight Surf ink from Tonic, and it is a hybrid ink, so if you need to do alcohol coloring, salud, then it'll work. But if you want to use other products, you know, like pencils or anything like that, it'll work with that also. I'm going to just aim here to this little corner. And stamp that. And it's a light impression, but I think it's really pretty. Super pretty. And if you wanted to take the time to mask that, you could definitely do that and it would look super cute. So let's do, instead of say, so I think it's going to be worth it. Share with you a little bit of masking. Not too much, but a little bit. Okay, so I like to put this just at the base of my scissors here and go around the edge of that. And of course you could also do this to pop up the image if you were gonna just do it. I wouldn't pop up an image inside of a card, but if you're gonna add it to the outside, definitely that would be super pretty. Especially if you stamp this onto that paper that had the Nuvo embellishment mousse on it, that would be super, super cute. And I mean, you can go as intricate as you like with this sort of thing. It all depends on what type of crafting you like to do. If you're trying to, you know, as Susie was mentioning, having a stressful day, this is an excellent way to de-stress. Okay, now I have my mask. That didn't take too long, but I can put this on here right directly on top of what I just stamped. I like to kind of, my little cheater method is to put a tiny piece of washi behind here. I'm going to move this because I am not ever going to eat on a live video. That's never going to happen. All right, so I'm just using my little washi tape there as a kind of like a double-sided tape, but I can take it off and go back in with the stamp. Load it up nicely, and then just go right back in here, stamp right over it. And this is the effect, if you haven't seen that yet. Okay, so that way you get yourself a little bundle of flowers. You can write your message up here. So let me go ahead and do that. And let's just write, let's see. Let's do the "You are amazing." I really like that phrase. Anything that adds encouragement, right? So nice. Again, I'm just running my finger over this because I haven't washed these yet. I just opened it. But you would want to use maybe a little bit of soapy water over the whole thing. Or a regular pencil eraser will do the same thing. And here, I like this because it has a grid. But you can just aim to the center, of course. Okay, now you may want to emboss that, but that's the little sentiment. Hope you guys can see that. And this can definitely go right in here. However, if you want to color it in a little bit, let me see here. Bear with me, I'm trying to reach my markers. I can color these flowers in. Just a tiny bit here to match somewhat the pink of that flower in the card. And I'm just using a little alcohol marker here, but you use whatever you like. Okay, I think that's all flower there. And then going over it with another pink to blend it out a little. And of course, if you use better paper, so this is just regular 65-pound paper, but if you really want to do, excuse me, one second. I had to take a sip of my salty water. Yeah. If you really want to go to town with the coloring, is what I was gonna say, then you may want to use excuse me, either Copic friendly paper or watercolor friendly paper. It's all dependent on what you want to plan out ahead of time as to what you want to use. But I think I use the Copics on these videos just because it's so much quick and easy, Let's see, what color blue here. I happen to have this. This is a Pro marker. I'm just going to go ahead and use that because it matches the blue. Not that you would typically necessarily have blue leaves, but if it matches the card, why not? And you can go in darker wherever you want to. I hope you guys can see this, but I'll show you guys a close-up in just a minute. But there's really no real science to this. Just add however many layers you like. And I try to color a little bit deeper toward the tip of the leaves there. And over here, kind of toward the center there. Here we go. All right. So that's what this looks like now with the coloring in. And if you wanted to make a small card or a set of cards, I love these kinds of stamps because if you like making, for instance, 3x3 cards, that's a really quick and easy way to go about making them and still have something really pretty, especially if you do a batch of the cards or the the panels and then heat emboss them first and then do all of your cutting at once, then make the toppers. Thank you so much, Tanya. That's you know, I would recommend that if you're gonna do it. I need to cut this down a little bit. Measured wrong, but that's okay. Could cut this down to 4 inches. Or just over 4, a little over. There we go. In fact, I think I might cut it even smaller. I'm gonna go with this size. I'm gonna make it like that. There we go. So that way I have a little border all the way around there that's kind of the same as the outside of the card. But I like that. And it does get covered up a little bit there, but that's, you know, understandable and to be expected. Just want to make sure, yeah, that's the bottom. But I think this makes a lovely little card. And of course, if you have other die sets, another thing I was going to mention is, as I mentioned before with the mix and match, if you picture this in a book, you could use your little photo corner dies and cut out the little corners of this panel that you place inside. And that way you can slip a picture right in there. Or if you're doing an announcement of an engagement, you can do the same concept, put your little photo corners in here, and then slip in a picture of the couple, and this would make a gorgeous announcement. Just, of course, measure your distance from one side to the next when you're adding this little panel, so that way you get a nice even looking card. And I keep poking fun at myself, but darn it, you would think after 20 years, but we all forget things, you know. In fact, I'm gonna slip in the little tag before I forget. Slip in my little tag. Because on here, now this is quite monochromatic, but you can definitely cut out that top panel instead of in that pink. Cut it out in white, which is what I'm about to do, and put it right on top. Because I think it looks darling. Such a pretty set. And of course, I only used 2 dies, but you can imagine how much more you can do with all of the other ones. I'm going to use this one again and place it right on top. Okay. Do you guys have any questions for me, or did you want to see anything else that I have either already shared or maybe you've seen in a video and I haven't mentioned? Because sometimes people, you know, have questions and I'm not online. Let's say take advantage of the fact that I am. And I'll be happy to answer anything. If I can, of course, right? I'm going to save my little piece here because I put washi tape on the back of it. I can just stick it right into my little envelope there. And then that way any of my little, you know, stencils that I have made with this, then I can have readily available. So I can add this right on top of here. And I would fussy cut around it, but because it's got that wonky edge, I'm not going to bother. But if it was a straight edge, I would just fussy cut around that and make it yet another layer. Or you could add dimensionals behind that, dimensional adhesive, and pop it up after stamping it or anything like that. Okay, but I'm just going to put this right on top there because I think it looks nicer than the pink. And just to use what came in the products there, embossing powders that work with intricate stamps. Yes, absolutely. You want to make sure it's not so much the stamp being intricate that's the issue. what you want to make sure you do is that you get good ink that is sticky, really, really sticky. And I know not all embossing powders are created equal, that's true. But if you use Versamark ink, this is highly recommended. And I typically have this little cube near me, but you can get the bigger pad of that, of course. The other thing is, before you start embossing, use some cornstarch. And then, once you've got your entire surface covered with this cornstarch, you know what, let's just do it. Let's just do it. Let's do it. Let's see here. I have, okay, so this is Nuvo embossing powder. Let me show you the grit of this. I don't know if you're going to be able to catch this on video or not, although the camera is a pretty good camera. I'm going to try to describe this. Okay, so you know when you're cooking, you get salt that's coarse salt, or you can get fine salt, and I mean the reference in my mind goes to that because of the granules. So when you're doing fine embossing, or embossing a fine detailed stamp, because that was the question that Sam just asked, then you want to have a thinner granule of embossing powder. So the surface area of an intricate stamp, because the lines are thinner, then you want to have a thinner or smaller granule to stick to that. If the lines are wider, or if you're just doing an entire background, of course you can go in with something like this, which, let me show you the difference. Do you see the granules on that? I mean, this one's mixed, of course, because this is shabby chic, so it's got a little bit of glitter in there too, and this and that, mica and whatever. But this is much bigger than the little granules in this type of embossing powder. Yes, the Nuvo ones should definitely work. So case in point, let's just go ahead and let me set this aside a second. Let's go in with that same stamp with the flowers, and because this has some thinner or thicker lines, but it also has thinner ones. So I'll go ahead and let's do the sentiment actually. Let's do the I'm always here for you, because you're gonna see the difference. Okay, and have that open, but I'm going to set aside for a second. Okay, so why do you want to do this? Because you want to eliminate all the static. If you don't eliminate static, those little granules are going to stick to everything. So for me, I go crazy with the powder, because I know that if I don't, I'm more likely to make an error. Okay. All right. You can kind of flick it off if you need to or whatever, right? But I've got now no static on here. And now I'm going to use my Versamark. And I can't breathe because I've got talc in my lungs. But hey, it's job hazard. All right. I couldn't have picked a smaller stamp and a smaller block, but I'm just going to go in with that. And if you have a stamp platform, by all means, make use of it, okay? You're going to want to do that, because then you get more of the, the gunky ink on top. So sometimes you have to do that, but I'm just going to go ahead and tap this on here. And tap away the excess. Can do it again. Okay. Kind of do it from more than one direction there, and let that little ink grab a hold of as much as possible. All right. Now, let's just say you have granules around here you don't like and whatnot. Grab a dry brush, and then you can pull away It's got to be fluffy though. Pull away whatever granules you don't want. All right, it's just one thing you can do. Okay, I'm just going to tap away what I don't want. I think that's good enough for this sample. And now we're going to heat it up, but I'm going to put this away right quick. Yes, there is more than one type. Now, not all companies make a variety of them, but the Nuvo ones are great. I'm gonna heat this from the back of the paper first. That's another thing. Again, because this is so delicate. Okay, and there we go. That's it. So you see how clearly that's stamped out? I think my camera's over here, yeah. I hope you can see that. But it didn't get all yucky. The letters, you know, the powder, obviously it melts, and the smaller the letters, the more chances you're going to have that, you know, it's going to melt into each other. However, having said that, considering how small this is, I think that's pretty cool. If you want to know about different brands, there's, let me see here. Recollections makes a detail embossing powder. This is one that I like to use that's in white. This one here. So if you go to Michael's and you're shopping this brand, look for this detail embossing powder, and you're gonna find that this one's definitely super, super fine granules. That's what you're looking for when you want to do the very intricate stamps. Oh, you're welcome. That's what I'm here for. But this one, if I had to compare it to the Nuvo, let's see here. I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna say this one's even thinner, much more delicate. I mean, not an exaggerated amount, but it's still good enough. And if you're doing like emboss resist, and you're doing a really delicate, in fact, let's do it here. Let's go ahead and do that. Although this flower is not very delicate though. So I'm trying to think of what stamp I might have that could be super delicate. I'm going to try to see if I happen to have anything. That might be more delicate. Because typically they do their, yeah, they don't do super thin ones. One second. You got me thinking here. Because we have stamps. Just trying to think of which ones might be more delicate. This one I would say is pretty thin. I've used this one before. Only I don't think that I heat embossed it. So let's try that out, because this is a gorgeous stamp, and this is Heartfelt Corsage. I'm going to show you in just a second what that looks like. Just going to set this aside. This actually would match kind of well with this too. So none of this is going to go to waste, because I'm going to be able to use it. But let's just go with Heartfelt Corsage. Just going to put this away real quick. And I'll do like a little bit of a emboss resist. So I hope this is juicy enough. I think it is. Okay. Put this on here. Yes, definitely. You can also, like what Tanya, I'm going to just repeat what Tanya said because it's absolutely true. If you don't have a lot of colors and embossing powders, then take advantage of the colors of your ink and then do a clear embossing powder. That way the color of the ink is going to show through. And most of us have more ink than embossing powders, I think. I don't know if I had enough juice on that. We'll find out. So this might not be perfect. Let me see here. I'm going to use this one. Now this is Snow, I believe is the color, which is white. But because it's white paper, it's going to just look like an emboss resist anyway. So that's another thing. You can match your ink to your papers, but it goes on and on. That's a rabbit hole that, oh my goodness. You can follow. When it comes to embossing, there's just so much. And it doesn't get old because it's a lot of fun to do all of the different techniques, you know. We just have to remind ourselves. I'm going to go ahead and heat this one up. Now again, because it's delicate, I'm using this technique. Just heating the paper instead of the actual powder. At least that's how I'm describing it. Get that going first. And you don't want to burn your paper, of course, but it goes without saying that the better quality paper, the less warping you're going to get. So be mindful of that. Right? Got this nice, and it's not, you're probably not going to be visible, but if I can get the shine there with the reflection of the light, I don't know if you can see that. Okay, but now I can go in with my little brush, handy dandy brush. Let's do the one that I was just using there with the mousse. What did I do with it? Is this it? With the embossing mousse, right? Because like I said, this is water-based, so you can use it however you like. Okay, so now I can go in with this. Now, if I wanted to mask this off, this would be excellent also, just to put a little rectangle in there. And that way I don't get any on the inside of that rectangle. But this is just, you know, for kicks. It's flaking off, but do this. And of course you could do, you know, however elaborate you want to make this. You can do your alcohol markers, pencils, all that jazz. I'm going to start it off with that. Then I'm going to switch to a different color. Little part. Excuse me. I'm going to switch over to this color, which is, this one's called Spring Green. Just don't want to keep going with a pink. Excuse me. Woohoo, baby. All right, grab a little bit of that. And the reason I'm using this is so that I don't get like a, you know, real clunky piece in here or anything like that. But this is really going to stand out. do believe I have a matching die for this, so I'm going to cut it out. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to cut this out and then I'll show you what that looks like. But I think it's gorgeous. Which is why I don't mind doing these things. Now, of course, you want to be, you know, be delicate with it, I suppose, you know, when you're adding your mousses or whatever. Because, for instance, depending on how much I manipulate this paper, I might actually, you know, goof it up. But this is just an example, right? So I'm going to use my bigger plate because I don't trust my little plate. Mamma mia, I've got like 50 plates under there. Okay, so, how did it go again? Like this? Yep. So this is now going to go around. Woohoo! And I suppose it would have looked more striking if I used a darker paper, but I wasn't thinking. But at least if you get the technique down, then, you know, you use it as you wish. Okay. Plates. I think I need to move these. Getting in my way. You guys are out. Not sure if I'm the only one who talks to her crafts, but oh, there we go. Woohoo! Now, my friend, I'm gonna put this on a dark background so you can see it. But that is the result. See that? I only used 2 colors of mousse. And then again, I did use white on white embossing powder. I hope you can see it, which created a resist. If you want to though, I hope you can see it there. Can you see that? Because I can't see on my end, and I'm really sorry. But I hope you're able to see that. I don't know if I need to get closer. Maybe like that? You guys let me know. But you get the shine of the mousse. And of course, you know, as I said before, depending on how gentle you are with this paper, you don't want to get those little indentations from having cut into it and all that jazz. But it is a really cool technique. And then if you want to, what I would do, of course, now is cut another little rectangle and layer it on top. And I wouldn't stamp right onto this because it's got the mousse. But what a gorgeous way to use your Nuvo products that have that beautiful shine. And you saw, you know, I go slower because I'm explaining everything, but you can do a whole page of this in a really, rather quickly. It doesn't need to take you that long to do it. And you can definitely make an adorable little card, quick and easy. That you can use, or as Sam, since you like making books, that's also, you know, a super quick and easy way to go about doing that. Let's see, I'm gonna do a 3 3/4 inch square here, and let's see if I can use this 4 by 4. Is this 8 inches? Let me cut this down. 8 inches. Cut that down. Scored at 4 inches, right? Make use of these things. And thank you so much. I think this is, no, this is 4 1/4. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to make, No, it's gonna have to be 4 1/4 by 4. Yeah. I'm too quick to cut. Cut that paper. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. Make use of those papers. And I'm sorry, my my surface here is a little dirty, but it goes without saying. You gotta use the stuff. Gotta craft and use it all. All right. And then this can go right on top, but I need another little layer. Let me see if I can find something real quick. Now, sorry guys, I knew that I had some papers left over. That's quite a bright blue, but that's okay. I can definitely use this paper that I have here. And I think it is taller than it is wider, right? Nope, 4 by 4 1/4. So let's do 4 inches. And 4 1/4 would be there. Not sure if this is gonna match, but we're going for it. Probably not the best piece to use, but okay. Yeah, this is kind of dark. But hey, we're calling it shabby. I'll just add another layer later on. So that way I can make a card. Woohoo! Come on, baby. There we go. I'll put this right on top of that. And I think it'll still be pretty because I can definitely use the mousse. In fact, before I forget, I can use the mousse on here. Let me get that back out. You got me making a card again. But this is the last one. I promise. All right, so I can go around here and add a little bit of green to this to lighten it up and make it match. But I really like that texture of this paper. It is so pretty. Now I wouldn't necessarily do this shiny background on, you know, if I was going to put it directly behind that image, but because I'm layering paper on top, I think it's going to look really cute. Just as a little border there, right? Once upon a time, she had a wipe to clean that off. Let me do that real quick so I don't ruin my card. There we go. Oh, thank you so much. I just don't want to bore anybody. But if you tell me that, then I appreciate it, because then I don't feel so bad. We can put this right on top now. In fact, I think I can use this too. Let's go ahead and make use of that, because I think it's so pretty. I love the thinner ribbon, so I'm glad they sent me that one. I may have botched up the knot there, but this is how I craft anyway, so why pretend that I do it any differently? This is how it gets done in this household. Just make it up as you go along and see what happens. Generally speaking, I'm happy with the results no matter what. If I make a little knot here, I guess it's going to be on the bottom. If not. Come on now. Woohoo! Guess I could have cut it longer. but put my little finger there and try to make a little nut. Okay, I'm actually going to add a little bow on top of that. Make use of this. Okay, just make a little double bow here, and can add this right on top. And now I wish I had, you have Nuvo Pure Sheen Glitter. So what you can do is use it, I don't know if you were here when I was mentioning that earlier, probably not, but I can answer that. I can definitely answer that. Okay, so I'm gonna put my little bow there, super cute. I'm gonna separate the little wings as I call them and cut those shorter to match the card. So see that? That's not too bad, right? And then I can add my little sentiment there, add some little, you know, gems, and I'm good to go. And of course, if I want to cover up, if I don't like this dark bit here, I can just add, you know, a little bit of mousse in there or whatever. I actually think it looks cute. But as for the glitter, let me see what glitters I might have here. Let's do this pink here. I don't want to take this and make it gaudy, but let's do this one because this is pink. Yep. Let's do the rose on the little tag because I had mentioned before that you can use your little glue sticks. I'm just gonna go ahead and use this glue here, the deluxe adhesive, and you can just put it in where you like on the little petals. Now normally I would do this on a separate piece of paper and then inlay the paper onto this, but I'm not gonna keep you guys here much longer. I think that's a leaf. Yeah, that's a leaf. It's kind of hard to tell. Here we go. All right, but and just pretend this is a separate piece of paper on top. Tacky, tacky, tacky. And just use it as an inlay. Oh, thank you so much. You know, I have to say the tools make all the difference. That's it. You know, if you want to get stuff done much more easily, you have to have the tools. There's no way around that one. Because if you have, let's face it, if you have product that frustrates you because it never does what you want it to do, you're using the wrong product. I can tell you after 20 plus years of crafting that's all it is. All right. So on here, obviously I didn't aim perfectly, but I do have better nozzles. I'm just being lazy right now. Just kind of scraping away at the edges there, which is not the right method to teach you, but sometimes fingernails come in handy too. Let's just pretend I only aimed at the petals for 1 second now. Oh gosh. Okay. Another thing you can do, which I wanted to mention, is say you've got your, you know, your glitter where you want it and whatever, okay? Because this is kind of a poor example right now. You can take a thin piece of paper like the one that I have here and then run it through your die cutting machine, not with a die or anything like that, but just to flatten it out, and you can get a nice, your glitter will be nicely embedded, if you will, onto your, you know, your piece of paper. And I hope that makes sense. But I would just, you know, try to make sure you aim it to where you want it. But the Nuvo glue should be sufficient to get the glitter where you like it on your paper. So you like that, Sam? I think it's cute. Just a little touch of shine there, you know. And I think, again, if you're doing, depends on the craft that you're doing, because I keep explaining myself, but that's just because not everyone likes the same thing. If you are making something that you want to have let's just use the word elegant, right? Then I would recommend tone on tone. So use your pink on pink, use your blues on blues, and that sort of thing. And then that way it doesn't come across as something really stark, because let's face it, that pink glitter kind of blends into that a bit because of the fact that it's the same color as the mousse that I used on the paper. And that paper started off this color here, right? But what a difference, right? Using that mousse that came in the kit, the pink peony. So if you see this in this pot, it doesn't do much for you. It just looks like, you know, look at how bright that color looks. That wouldn't necessarily catch my attention if I saw it all on its own, to be completely honest. If I saw this on a shelf in a store, I wouldn't likely pick it up because that's not my favorite shade of pink. I hope this light isn't creating problems. Maybe I should move it away. See that? So I think that light makes too much glare. But that's not my favorite shade of pink. But then when you see it in action on top of the paper, boy, does that look like $1,000,000. Not on my hands, but on the paper. And then you can do the same thing for the flower that's in here. Remember how we did the stamping? So if you want to, before you know, if you're doing this in big pieces, of course, or, you know, more than one card is what I mean. You can go in here and do the same thing and just add a little bit of glue here and there, and then add your little sprinkle of glitter on top. Not a whole lot, and it would look super cute. But I'm very pleased with the set. I think it's absolutely gorgeous for whatever the occasion, you know, because of course you can use whatever colors you like. I think the kit was lovely. I'm a little iffy about the fact that they sent the same 6x6 papers, but let's face it, if I was excited the first time around to use them, then, you know, I can use them again. I think I can leave this with this, but I hope that this has been informational. If anything, if I could get a thumbs up from everyone who was here, that would be lovely. I've been here for over an hour, so it's my time to go. But I just want to recap. Take advantage of the sales this week, because I think you're going to be super excited to see how much of a discount you can get, considering what's available. It's a super cool deal, and I'll take pictures of, if I make anything else with this kit, which I'm going to be playing around with, I'll take pictures and share on Instagram and all that good stuff. But yeah, this has been a lot of fun. I love crafting with crafty people. It's good stuff. If there was anything that I left out or didn't answer, feel free to reach out to me, whether it be on the comments or, you know, YouTube, what do you call it? No, email and all that good stuff. Don't forget to like and share if you like the content. And I hope to see you guys. Oh, thank you so much, Sam. That's a huge compliment. Oh, by the way, before I forget, the next, and some of you guys may have already seen this, but it goes without saying, the next kit that's coming out is going to be with seashells. The one-off purchase sold out already. However, if you sign up to receive kits, you don't have to sign up. That's what I should have mentioned in the beginning. You don't have to sign up to receive the kits every single month. You can sign up to receive them for 3 months to try it out. However, if there's one in between that you don't like, you can actually skip a month. You don't have to, you're not obligated to keep them, is what I wanted to say. you can contact Tonic Studios and say, you know, that one's not for me, I'll pass, and then go on to the next kit. They do let you do that, which I think is super flexible. Most companies, once you're signed up for a kit, you're stuck. If you don't like it, then sell it on eBay or whatever, right? So Tonic doesn't do that. Hi, Lasagna! You caught the tail end. Yes, I will definitely be sharing that, the Ferris wheel. And you know why? Because now, mind you, I haven't seen all the videos, but I've yet to find out, and I think Tonic was gonna share this later today if they get to it, was to see how many pages you needed to actually make it, because of the size of it. You know, it's quite substantial. But while I'm on the subject of this week, if you like this little guy here, this is on sale right now. So this is one of the deals that's available at the moment. I have a tutorial that I did for this little camera. It is so stinking cute. Woohoo! When I'm not dropping it. I did this one with the Buenos Dias collection from Obed Marshall. And the gold papers, I'm pretty sure from Tonic, I can't remember now. But it makes, like, you can make this into a mini album if you want to, depending on how you do this portion here. But you definitely can slip little pictures in there as well. Or if you want to omit the little pages, you can just make it into a box that you put a little gift in, or candies, that sort of thing. But this one's super adorable. And of course you can use, there's 2 sentiments. This one says smile, and you can use this little blurb separately. So that's good for card making. The same with the little pieces that come with it. If you look at these dies, there's also going to always be something that you can use separately. In fact, let me show you the layout that I did really fast before I go. Yes, that's on sale at the UK site as well. Thank you, Tanya, for mentioning that. And let me show you the layout, if I can remember the book. I think, was it this one? Nope. I make mini albums and then I forget which one I made. Oh, if I could remember which book it was. I know that I made one. And I did a little camera page. Oh, which book was it? Which book was it? You know what, guys? It might be one that I gave away. Ah, this is the problem, is when I can't remember which book it is. Is it in here? No, that's not it. Which book was it? But I'll try, you know what, later on I'll try to link the video, I guess, because I know that I used it in a book, in a mini album. And I'm trying to recall which mini album it was that I did a little shutter page. And I know that I shared it. I'm going crazy. Where are you, mini album? Was it this one? I'm gonna have to start making a catalog. Crazy. Oh, I know. Add to cart, ladies. Add to cart. Is it this one? Let me look again. Oh, I don't remember. I may have given it away. There was a page that I did. Man, I'm drawing a blank. And I did the book, or I mean the camera. Ay, mamma mia. I'm so sorry, guys. I was all excited to show you. But it must be a mini album that I sold or gave away. Who knows where it ended up. I'm looking around my room. That's so if I sound a little crazy, that's why. What is a mini? It's a I'm sorry, mini the memory book. Yeah, it was a mini album. Sorry, I'm speaking mini album lingo over here. Oh, Oh, which one was it? I'm looking. You know what? I know this one doesn't have anything to do with the camera. However, I wanted to mention this because this is something that is very similar to this. So I initially had intended on using this in a horizontal, you know, style, but because I kind of goofed up with the measurement here, remember, I decided, okay, then let me just do it like this. And I mentioned earlier in this video that you could use this as a page in a mini album. But let's just say that instead of adhering this to this base card, I decided to use this as an insert. Then I would only have to, you know, cut it out of my paper and then adhere it onto a portion of paper that's already folded. Oh, I know, right? We were talking about that earlier. It's like, yes, please. Oh, it's so adorable. So using the concept of this die here, you could do something similar to this, and I'll explain why. This die, if you see the shape, let me bring it back. The shape that I cut out here, let's pretend that's the same shape as what you see here. What I did was that I overlapped it. I allowed myself to have that overlap, but the reason why is because I use this to insert like that. You see that? So if this were just a long rectangle, you could do the same thing. All right, so if you can pick, that's another idea that y'all are getting for free. Although there's a tip button, which I've never, no, I'm just kidding, guys. But you can use this inside of a mini album, right? See, Sam, you got it. It clicked. The wheels are turning. So you can use this inside of a mini album because this is only one, but you can make several of these, put them together and make a book. And wouldn't that be excellent? So I'm thinking if I can get a group of ladies that would like for me to make a tutorial, I'm gonna have to plan it out, of course, but because not everybody has the same dies, it's kind of, you know, iffy to do it. However, I'm thinking of maybe doing a class where I teach this sort of thing on how to make a book with something like this, because I think it would be a lot of fun. But I would need a group, and I'm sad to say it would not be free because it would take a lot of work on my part to, you know, gather everything together. But this was something that I made for Renee Bouquets, and I think it's been at least 2 years now. But it was so much fun because look at all the detail there. Now, mind you, this is Tonic Studios dies. And I added all the stuff, right? Because this was meant to be, yes, this one was, bear with me and I'll tell you. Guys, you know what? You would think she'd remember these carts have wheels. I tell you. Oh, I can't make this stuff up. Which one was it? Hold on. I punished myself. Here we go. This one, which I think it might still be available. Memorable Moments Keepsake Insert Creator Die. This one. That's what I used. And you see how stunning that is? TCK die set. This one is this is the kit. I'm sorry to answer Lasagna, who's asking, is that not the TCK die set? So this is the Tonic Studios kit that I just unboxed today. We made this. We made the little matching tag. We did the stamping that's on the inside of this card, and then we made a one-off over here, not with the kit, but we were just using the mousse that was in the kit and the ribbon on this card here, which is not finished, of course, because we were just doing an emboss resist technique. I'll tell you what, Sam, if you can email Tonic Studios. Okay, so that kit, I'm going to answer your question. But before I answer your question, Lasagna, so if you can email Tonic Studios, Sam, and let them know what you just said, I would highly, highly appreciate it. Please, I would, please. But let me go back to Lasagna here. And that's this one. Okay. All right, so the kit that was just released, the mini album that was just released in the kit is this one here. It had previously been, no, let me answer this correctly. Okay, this mini album was just re-released as a one-off die. However, it had been released as part of a kit prior. So this was meant to be exclusive, but they decided to bring it back. They had so many people ask for it that they went ahead and now made it a one-off purchase. I cannot tell you what the name is now that they re-released it, and I do apologize, but you can find it if you type if you type memory book in the Tonic Studios website. What am I seeing there? Why is there a bubble? Oh, I'm looking at this on the screen, right? I'm talking to you guys, but I'm looking at this and I'm going, why is there a bubble on my screen? I need to eat something. Oh gosh, I'm going crazy. Anyway, so yeah, so this is the one that they released again, and I used it back in the fall. I did a YouTube hop with Lady Cree and some other ladies. You may have seen it, so I apologize if I'm redundant. But this is a fun little book too, super cute. I didn't even use everything in it, but it was fun to make. It makes these little doors that are super cute. Guys, I'm going crazy. I'm literally like, what is that? Ooh, shiny. Like Nemo. ¿Qué es eso? All right, on that note, I better go because I'm making a fool out of myself at this point. That's what happens when you don't eat too much crafting. But yeah, what I can do is I can create an event. You guys let me know if I can get enough interest on this, then I will gladly put together a tutorial. But I would need at least 5 people to sign up to make it worthwhile. So yeah, we can make it happen. However, like I said, I mean, it's going to depend on, do you have this die set? I could use that die set, or I could use a different one. And by the way, since Sam likes to have her mind blown, check it out. This comes off. It's magnetic. So that's another page detail there. And then this is a little window. So I made that. See that? And you had asked about, no, you didn't ask about that. But those are Tonic sequins in there, and that's all good stuff. Oh, wonderful. So this is on, okay, so Tanya just said, she's like, stop. Oh, this is when I actually have my breakfast, I can come up with stuff like this. But this, Tanya said this is available on the UK site still. If we don't have this set, however, although I think it's lovely. Wait, Sam, I got more. I designed the papers too. I'm just having fun, but yeah, I designed that paper. It's not as cute as I wanted it to be, but I designed it. So if we don't use this one, we could definitely, if this is not available, we could do this with this die set, just to let you know. It would be a little not as exciting, but we could do it. Yeah, we could definitely do that. All right, so I could put that in the details. Could type some stuff up. Now it's not gonna be it won't be this week. You've got those papers, Tanya. Oh, thank you, Tanya. Oh. Wait, are you talking about the Minty papers? Or mine? Because the ones that I designed and sold on Etsy, which I don't know if they're still up or not, they're better than this one. They're much more detailed. You know, the graphics are better. This was just my first printout that I did, and I was like, you know what, I'm using it, I designed it, and yada yada. But the one with the little girl, yeah, so this set is called, let me go back, this one's called Memorable Moments Keepsake Insert Creator. That one's available at the UK site. You may find it secondhand in the US. Let me think. You would need two. If you do it with 110-pound cardstock, yeah, you would still need, if you're gonna do a mini album with only 3 pages, you would still need, let me think here, 6 of those cut out. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm remembering now. Sorry, Tanya. So much has happened. I apologize. So you can, you can let people know whether or not they print out nicely. Yes, I remember now. I did a giveaway and I gave them gave away the design papers. Yes. Gosh, it feels like 500 years ago. But yeah, we can figure something out. And I'm just thinking, since I said the shape, I suppose any pretty shape that has, cuts out 3 sides. It's just that the measurements wouldn't be exactly the same if you don't have the same exact die. And that's why I'm always hesitant to put it out there, because I'm thinking, well, people are not going to be interested because not everyone has the same die. But you know what I mean by that. But if you guys are interested in, classes like that, that's something that I can put together. I just need to know first, would people even sign up? Because for 2 people, it wouldn't necessarily be worth it, just because of the time that it takes to put something like that together, So, in any case, having said that, I'm going to let y'all go. I thank you so much for having been here with me today. Don't forget to take advantage of all the good stuff. And I hope that you can be inspired and be blessed. I truly, truly appreciate your support, every single one of you guys. All right. Thank you so much.